it up somehow.
Yes, my Straight Talk family, you are hearing that theme song and you know that it is time to welcome you to another edition of Straight Talk. I'm somewhat tardy tonight, and circumstances entirely beyond my control, and you always say I say the same thing, but it's true. I want to apologize for my slight tardiness, but I'm happy to be here, and I want to say welcome to the world, or greetings to the entire world, because we are on the World Wide Web, and we reach and we communicate with you all over the globe, from right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. So I am duty bound to say good night, St. Kitts and Nevis. Good night to the entire Caribbean region, and I say good night to the world, because some of you are in the Kittitian Division Caribbean diaspora all over the globe. Some of you are in Africa, I know. Some of you are in Europe. There are some of you in Asia, and there are a whole lot of you all over North America. So I am at liberty to say good night. I will say good morning, and I am going to say good afternoon as well, because one of such greetings will be applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. And for the first timers, we do have first timers each time around, and I want to welcome you. And I want to thank those who continue to share the link. Whenever you do share the link, we get first timers. And for the first timers, just to inform you, or if you just bumped into Straight Talk, it's a program that comes to you every Monday and every Thursday night from 8 to 10 in the PM. And it's a public service program that facilitates and promotes free, underline free expressions on all issues of national, regional, and international flavors. On this program, we try to raise the level of national, international, regional, as well consciousness. We try to raise the level of discourse by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligation. My name is Ian Patches Liebert, and I give Almighty God thanks for blessing me with yet another opportunity to join you in conversation on yet another occasion. And again, for those who are first timers, we welcome you and trust and hope it would not be your last time. But my Straight Talk family, I must also say to you that on this program, we do not water down anything. We do not try to sugarcoat anything. On this program, we do nothing to try to make it more interesting, neither by omission or by exaggeration. Because Straight Talk is not about sensationalism. Straight Talk is not about trying to excite you. Not about excitement. Because we can't do that, especially when it comes, or we are asked to do that at the expense of accuracy. So my family, we bring you the truth. The unvarnished truth is what I prefer to call it. Especially when it comes to governance, transparency, and integrity, wherever you are in the world. Because this program joins us together in the Federation, across the Federation. We are joined with people in the diaspora all around the world. And some we do know, some we met, some we will never ever meet, physically in particular. But let us agree to disagree. Because we do provide you the positions of truth. We advance. And some of you will disagree. And that's fine, because as I always say, we entertain a diversity of views because we are a different people and we will have our different views. What kind of world we live in if everybody thinks the same way? That would be a boring world, won't you think? My Straight Dog family? Yes, I'm sure it would be. And for those who disagree, please do not sadden me by ever becoming disagreeable. I don't want you ever to become disagreeable, my Straight Talk family. That would disappoint me. So let's thank Almighty God nonetheless for helping us to understand, oh how good and oh how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. And we welcome again, and let us therefore hope and pray for the day when we will all sing his praise together, my Straight Talk family. So welcome again, my people, and thanks for those who continue to share the link And for the first timers, we include your calls. We also include your emails. And if you're so minded calling, the numbers are on your screens. 663-6672, that's the local number. And if you can access the number from overseas as well, obviously you will need the area code. For those as well who are in the diaspora, we have an overseas number which is 646-829-6672. And there are many of you who like what I call the cloak of anonymity. You are afraid to be heard, especially in St. Kitts, because they have a vindictive bunch in office now. They'll get rid of you or your family tomorrow. So I understand why you are afraid to let your voice be heard. But I think it's about time we pass that. Nonetheless, we give you access via our email platform, and that address is Straight Talk Patches. That's one word, SKRAIGHTTALKPATCHES @gmail.com. And we also heard on Alexa. And if you have that app, just say Alexa, play Massive Vibes Radio, and we thank the owner for obliging us at a nominal cost. Yes, a nominal cost. So you can be heard, or you can hear Straight Talk on Alexa as well. And as I said, donations, some of you have made donations, some continue to make donations. I don't really follow them because I don't have access to it. But I understand you have, and for that I say a big, big thank you. I must also reassure you that no matter what your contribution is, please don't stop, because it helps helps us to continue our public service, this very important service. So others who may wish to donate can simply scan the code on your screen to access a payment form. Very simple process, very confidential process as well, I can assure you. And you can do that in a few, just under a minute, I'm told. And my Straight Talk family, there will be no Straight Talk if I do not recognize the Junior Brigade. Yes, I have to. I have no choice. I must recognize at all times my Junior Brigade. Young Dwayne, Tristan, reminds his mother each time, Shama, Kevin, Rue, and Jamal, Travis, Trevon, my grandson Nema, and his good friend Saraya. And I must also recognize that wonderful lady in St. Louis, that special lady I should add, and we say greetings to all. Our observations and review, what comes next. We normally have our observations when we address issues that we have raised. Some people give me what they call homework. So I do try to ensure I do that. After our observations and review, we will begin our thesis for tonight, which I've titled SKN CISA, No Food, Water, Health, or Energy Security. And many have asked me, what is SISA, CISA? That's the acronym. In a few, we will learn it very well. So please don't change your platform. Don't change your link. Spread the word that Straight Talk is live on social media, YouTube, Facebook, and Alexa. And we start on a sad note tonight, my Straight Talk family, as I heard of the passing of a good brother of mine, Ira Bori, was gone to the great beyond. Ira, hailing from the Market Street, College Gut area. Is it college? Yes, Market Street, College Gut area. I migrated early to Canada, went to St. Croix, and I understand he last resided somewhere in Florida. But he's gone to the great beyond, and we extend condolences to his wife, his brother Desmond, and nephew Leah, my godson. We extend condolences to we convey condolences to his extended family as well. And just to let you know that death is a process. So we trust that Ira will rest in eternal peace. Our first observation, my Straight Dog family, relates to a development coming from the U.S. State Department. And you can glean from your monitors that the USA has issued visa restrictions on African, Cuban, and Grenadian government officials involved in what they call the Cuban regime's coercive forced labor export scheme. And the Secretary of State has been adamant since he came into our office that this scheme exists. And yesterday, the State Department or Department of State took steps to impose visa restrictions on African, Cuban, and Grenadian government officials and their family members for their complicity in the Cuban regime's medical mission scheme, in which medical professionals are rented by other countries at high prices, and most of the revenue is kept by the Cuban authorities. This scheme enriches the corrupt Cuban regime while depriving the Cuban people of essential medical care. And the release continues, or the press statement continues, the United States continues to engage governments and will take action as needed to bring an end to such forced labor. We urge governments to pay the doctors directly for their services, not the regime slave masters. The United States aims to support the Cuban people in their pursuit of freedom and dignity and promote accountability for those who perpetuate their exploitation. We call on all nations that support democracy and human rights to join us in this effort to confront the Cuban regime's abuses and stand with the Cuban people. And that press statement was released by the U.S. State Department just yesterday, my Straight Dog family. And as you can glean from your monitors, that visa restrictions are placed on African, Cuban, and Grenadian government officials. Very interesting development thus far, my Straight Dog family. My second observation, though, relates to a situation in St. Kitts. I specify St. Kitts because I have not heard those details about Nevis. But every day in St. Kitts, especially under this Terence Michael Drew administration, it becomes more difficult, it seems, to remain poor or to grow old under this Jew Labour administration. Because my Straight Dog family, unannounced and unexplained, patrons from Newton Ground, or rather from the Old Road to the DP area, that always got their medication from the dispensary at Pogson's Hospital. What am I saying here? From the Pogson's Hospital, have been unceremoniously discarded, as the dispensary, we are told, is closed without notice. But it has caused a great burden on these, in particular, these elder folks in the country. This one woman is a breast cancer survivor, has glaucoma, we are told, hypertension, and respiratory issues. And at times when she go to town, even the dispensary, the central dispensary on Connell Street, or the government pharmacy, I think it's called, on Connell Street, they do not have the medication. So poor people and the elders in our community are forced to buy their medication from pharmacies or private pharmacies in town. And that is not good, my Street Dog family. Everything is going from bad to worse. We heard of the issue at Molyneux, that hospital over there. We heard at Jane France Hospital. What is happening in my country, I don't know. But that's a story we are following closely, my Street Dog family. But those are my observations in review for tonight. And as I mentioned earlier, my thesis I have titled SKN CISA, No Food, Water, Health, or Energy Security. And it raises concerns about transparency and public participation in St. Kitts Nevis' Sustainable Island State Agenda. Now, my Street Talk family, on Monday the 11th, Monday gone, the Prime Minister tabled the Special Sustainability Zone Authorization Bill 2025 for its second reading in the Parliament. And we recall that the Prime Minister, in moving the bill in the Parliament, had this to say.
I rise to lead the debate of and have read for a second time in this Honourable House the bill shortly entitled the Special Sustainability Zone Authorization Bill 2025. Madam Speaker, this bill gives our country a practical tool to attract foreign direct investment and create long-term job opportunities while protecting our environment. It is a framework for doing big projects the right way. Madam Speaker, St. Kitts and Nevis has set a clear direction through our Sustainable Island State Agenda, SISA for short. SISA, the Sustainable Island State Agenda, is our plan to make life better and safer for our people here in St. Kitts and Nevis in this changing world. Of course, this addresses multiple issues at the same time. This was developed, of course, after long months of consultation and bringing experts in the field to have collaboration, which has led us to this strategy, this overall national strategy. This was presented for the first time to the United Nations as a demonstration to the world of how serious St. Kitts and Nevis is with respect to sustainable development.
Well, you got that explanation of the acronym CISA, Sustainable Island State Agenda. But the bill, the Prime Minister said, gives our country a practical tool to attract foreign direct investment and to create long-term job opportunities while protecting our environment. But quite interestingly, he concluded that it is the framework for doing big projects the right way. For my Street Talk family, St. Kitts and Nevis have been attracting foreign direct investment for over 40 years. Through the CBI, we can think about that. over 40 years, we have been attracting foreign direct investment, my straight dog family?
One of the important areas that we must be completely clear about is the role of the CBI. Because I'm getting the impression that we are saying that the CBI is an industry. It never was. Never was intended to be either. The CBI, when it was introduced back in 1984, having been able to pluck from the 1983 Constitution and the 1984 CBI, where that particular area of the Constitution gave you the right to grant citizenship under conditions, we utilized that strongly in the labor administration that I led to ensure that we had financing to transition the economy away from sugar agriculture, or diversified agriculture, I would say, into services, hospitality, ICT, international financial services, so that our people would be able to sustain their continued advancement and development in our country.
My straight dog family, I'm at a little variance with the senior minister, because of course, the Citizenship by Investment Program, CBI, can be considered an industry, Denzel Douglas. And here's why. Our CBI program has been involved, or has involved, substantial financial transactions and has generated billions of dollars in revenue for our country over those 40 years. So in essence, the CBI program is a global industry characterized by substantial financial flows and an infrastructure of professionals and organizations dedicated to connecting investors with St. Kitts and Nevis who are seeking foreign investment through the granting of citizenship. But when we reflect on this bill and the comments of the Prime Minister who moved the bill, is it fair to ask whether Christopher Harbour and the White Gate were done the wrong way? Here's what the senior minister said again.
The creation of the White Gate development area was an initial attempt to do what we are doing here today. When Christopher Harbour was created out of the Southeast Peninsula, where not even 1 square foot of land was owned by the government, we had to put in place certain enabling laws and guidelines as to how that was going to be developed, so that the Southeast Peninsula will bring to St. Kitts and Nevis the type of support that was going to be needed as we transition the economy away from dependence on sugar to tourism and hospitality services.
Just for the record, though, my straight dog family, the government of Denzel Douglas did not own 1 square foot of land at the Southeast Peninsula. That's true. But let's not forget that Denzel Douglas acquired 854 acres. Hear that? 854 acres of land. Then sold that land to Christopher Harbour. These projects, though, guided by binding agreements, in the case of Christopher Harbour, which Buddy Darby never kept, instead of pumping $17 billion into the economy, he took billions out through the sale of land, and he still owes millions to the National Bank and the SIDF. On the other hand, thousands of acres of land were vested in the Whitegate Corporation. Recall, my Straight Dog family. Whitegate is also governed by its own legislation, the Whitegate Corporation Act. But this brings back memories of Kitishan Hill that owes millions to the government, and the Valley, my Straight Dog family. And remember Douglas on this trip to Barbados?
At 8:30 this morning, I left the Federation and traveled to Barbados. I was invited to do so by well-known Barbadian developer and investor and businessman, Sir Charles Williams. He invited me to tour a property that is being developed by himself, his company, and one who is called Gerard Barton, who is a world-renowned golf course resort developer, second to none in the entire world. They are doing a development in Barbados known as the Apes Hill Golf Resort Development. When I looked at the spectacular views that presented themselves at Apes Hill Golf Resort Development, it reminded me so vividly of our own vision for the Whitegate development area, where smack in the middle of that development, we have the La Valley Golf Course development.
I do apologize for that abrupt halt of that video. But my Straight Dog family, the Valley had its own generator, its own desalination plant. And that desalination plant and the generator are still at the Valley, never commissioned. The generator and desalination plant are still on site, but were never commissioned, I said. The generator, my Straight Dog family, are there. But what is missing, though, is the La Valley Golf Course. And remember the memorandum of agreement that was signed by the former Minister of Tourism and the former Minister with responsibility for Frigate Bay Development Corporation. Which minister, I hear you ask? And you must know that minister. I've spoken about him so many times. We're not going to add credence by calling his name tonight. But when asked about the millions of dollars missing with the golf course, the minister gave us a Ronald Reagan, remember? He said, I don't remember. Recall that. I call it a Ronald Reagan. But he said he's not saying it's not true. But leave him by the foot of the cross tonight. Because Straight Talk brings you the information. Because when I listen to the Prime Minister, I bring you this information. Because when I listened to the Prime Minister, it sounded like deja vu. He gave us that sense of having seen this before. So much so that when his turn came to wrap up the bill, he yielded to the presentation of Denzel Douglas, my Straight Dog family, and he just said this in wrapping up the bill.
Member for St. Christopher 8, the mover of the bill to do the wrap-up.
Madam Speaker, with your leave, once again, I rise to wrap up the debate on this bill, shortly entitled Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Bill 2025, and to hear from the most senior in the Parliament and former Prime Minister, who would have been a fundamental architect, I would say, of the transition from sugar to where we are seeking to go, and to get a historical perspective on where we are heading. So this is in line with an overall trajectory to get our St. Kitts and Nevis on a path to a diversified economy, one that is sustainable, one where people are at the center, and it really deals with the development of all of our citizens. Better lives, so to speak, Madam Speaker, but in a sustainable way.
My Straight Talk family, the Sustainable Island State Agenda, CISA, however, is a plan, according to Terence Drew, to make life better and safer, which he claims was already presented to the United Nations. My Straight Talk family. He said he presented this to the United Nations.
Madam Speaker, SKN CISA Nevis has set a clear direction through our Sustainable Island State Agenda, CISA for short. CISA, the Sustainable Island State Agenda, is our plan to make life better and safer for our people here in SKN CISA Nevis in this changing world. Of course, this addresses multiple issues at the same time. This was developed, of course, after long months of consultation and bringing experts in the field to have collaboration, which has led us to this strategy, this overall national strategy. This was presented for the first time to the United Nations as a demonstration to the world of how serious SKN CISA Nevis is with respect to sustainable development.
While the Prime Minister, my Straight Talk family, has stated that consultation occurred, there is no evidence that the people of SKN CISA Nevis were meaningfully engaged or consulted during the formation of this agenda. The absence of transparency is troubling, particularly given the nature and intent of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, which are designed to promote peace, security, environmental protection, and sustainable human development. The irony is hard to miss. The government repeatedly asserts that SKN CISA Nevis will become the first sustainable island state on the planet. A noble aspiration, I may add. But if the Prime Minister was serious about sustainable development, he would read the 1987 United Nations General Assembly report, the UNGA report of the World Commission on Environment and Development. And if he does, my Straight Talk family, if he does, then he will understand that sustainable development is a process, not a title. It is a process that seeks to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. True sustainability is not something that can be claimed through aspiration alone, not at all. It requires inclusive governance, transparent decision-making, and active engagement with the citizens whose lives will be most affected by these policies. So has Denzel Douglas and Terence Drew now come to tell us that Whitegate and this Christopher Harbour were not done properly? Is this what they're saying, my Straight Talk family?
As the cabinet just a few weeks ago supported a submission that was made by the Whitegate Development Corporation for the Whitegate Development Area to be designated as a special development area. That the Whitegate Development Area might become one of the special sustainable development zones. It may not only be in SKN CISA, it might also be in Nevis, where such zones are identified and given the necessary legal support so that they can be done properly. These cannot happen without appropriate consultation with the people and with the stakeholders.
My Straight Dog family, I asked the question, did they come to tell us that the White Gate and the Christopher Harbour were not done properly? Or we must ask the question, is this special sustainability zone authorization bill designed to capture all those lands on the south coast of Nevis, spanning some 6 square miles? Remember, it's for Nevis and St. Kitts. Yes, 6 square miles of Cox Heath, Bush Hill, and all those other lands, those privately owned lands in Nevis. Remember Terence Michael Drew and Mark Brantley traveled to France from Nigeria, my Straight Dog family, earlier this year. Was that to seal a deal with this billionaire who wants to develop a town in Nevis? I submit there is a diabolical plan afoot for you people in Nevis. Many of you were already contacted, and some of you have contacted me. You were contacted by 70 degrees west and threatened by 70 degrees west. If you don't sell your land to the NIA, if you don't sell your land, I should say, the NIA will acquire your land. The primer has a price on his head. When are we going to learn? Nevisians, wake up. Why did we pass a bill to sell out Nevis? Bradshaw and Daniel fought to prevent this. We have been attracting foreign direct investment, my Straight Dog family, for over 40 years. Douglas spoke to the CBI. But under the guise of providing own water, own electricity, and protecting the environment, they have passed this bill to make it law. But we must not be fooled. And I am here tonight as a concerned son of the soil, a Nevisian born in St. Kitts. But I'm a son of the soil like all of you. Frustrated by the failures we witness daily, and determined to see this beloved country rise again, my Straight Dog family. Let us speak the truth. The so-called sustainable island state agenda is not sustainable. It is not an agenda. It is a slogan, a promise without a plan, a vision without substance. Because our farmers, the backbone of our land, are washing their crops, rot in the fields, my Straight Dog family. We heard that from a Rasta man just last week. Crops rotting in the field. I told you as well that some of the farmers have to feed their watermelon to the pigs. Their pumpkins, my Straight Dog family. That is what's happening in my beloved country.
For the agriculture section, I don't think the people inside know what they're doing with the agriculture program. You hear me?
Yeah.
Farmers got too much spoilage out here in the land, can't get it out of the land, and they're asking more people to come plant.
Too much what?
More land for people.
Spoilage. Okay, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I figure something is wrong there too, Margo. Because they were trying to say plant more by 2025 and whatever.
Yes.
I don't think the marketing part is working.
Marketing.
And I want to agree with you that a lot of food there, but you can't even take it out of the ground because you can't sell it nowhere.
You want storage, you want marketing and all of
I
that.
got them out in the ground right now. I call upon someone who is attached to the minister to come look at what I got, so that the minister could see with the 2 eyes. Here with the individual set 2 eyes. What paper job opportunity got to do with the minister? Me ain't call for the minister of health, I ain't call for the minister of education, I call for the minister of agriculture. How come the minister of agriculture ain't got nothing to do with what happens on farm?
Yeah.
Sad. It is sad with how it's going in the country, you know.
It is sad. But while the farmers struggle to find markets, regional promises like CARICOM's 25 by 2025 food reduction plan have already been pushed back to 2030. That is not progress, my people. That is procrastination. When food security fails, when our people are forced to import what we can grow, we lose our independence, we lose our pride. And what about water, my Straight Dog family? Water is life, we say. But in St. Kitts, water is rationed daily, right around the island. Keonby water was found, still leaves families without running water for the last 2 years. Here's the testimony.
Yeah, Ratmago is a Town Valley of Keon. Water. Keon still has a water problem. Because Ratmago presently now ain't in the water for over 2 years. Presently now ain't in the water for over 2 years. I fed up by complaining. Nobody said me. I have to damn nightly taking water in a bottle. But
What part of Keon is this? What part of Keon is this?
Up top Keon, Tank Valley of Keon.
So now you're saying that you don't have any water regularly?
For 2 years now, big life, for 2 years now. But the bill them still come in.
Another part of the bill them. I know they mess up with that. But I mean, but why you don't have water up here?
Brother, not only me, everybody that is...
That's what I'm saying. I mean, why? I thought the water, since the water there, that you all would get water, no?
But I'm telling you how it's all.
That's a serious problem. Serious problem.
Serious problem.
And you ain't getting no water.
And you ain't getting no water.
It's a serious problem.
That is not infrastructure, my Straight Dog family. Not at all. That is negligence. Remember what the Soko engineer Conway said to us while in opposition? He boasted, my Straight Dog family. Remember this.
He had to run in the shower before the water lock off. Why in 2022, in St. Kitts and Nevis, water still locking off? That shows a lack of vision, a lack of leadership when it comes to the public infrastructure in this country. And as the engineer in this team, I will see an end to that. That you can have dependable energy and water and utilities to your homes. So that you don't have to be running home to catch a bath. Or waking up a particular time in the morning to catch a fresh. We are past that. And we give our commitment to you to provide those services.
He should have buried his head every time he walked in town. His commitment never came to fruition. All around the entire island, people are rationing or being rationed throughout the island. And while we welcome the idea of a desalination plant, execution matters. The location is wrong, the planning is poor, and trust is non-existent. Non-existent because they have failed to put the environmental impact assessment, which is public business. Put it on the website, the government website, SKN-SISA, or the Water Services Department. They cannot trust them. The same story repeats in energy. 6 rental generators later, we still sit in darkness at times. Our people deserve light, not just electricity in their homes, but light in the form of vision and competence. We hear about geothermal energy, a $400 million dream, tangled in 20 years of broken promises and power struggles between politicians in St. Kitts and Nevis. We heard the warning from Spencer Brand. That is not energy independence. That is political warfare dressed up as progress. And let us not forget, my Straight Talk family, let us not forget the project, the largest solar farm in the Caribbean, that was left to be executed by this administration, and government is continuous. That project would have made us a regional energy leader. It was killed, not by economics, not by feasibility, but by short-sighted leadership, my Straight Talk family. Our health system is collapsing. People are dying in our main hospital. And the Prime Minister's cold comments have only added salt to our wounds, my Straight Talk family, when he said this just recently. That's my Straight Talk family at Geneva. The Joseph N. Franz General Hospital was once a place of healing. Now it is a place of fear. When healthcare fails, society fails. And the fire of public outrage is not unjustified. It is necessary, it is justified. And what of the so-called green gold, the medical marijuana industry that was supposed to lift our people out of poverty? Promises of money and trees, remember, turned into dust. The minister's words, Samuel Duggins, were idle chat. What about the Tabasco project? A secret to everyone. In a democracy, secrecy is corruption in disguise. My fellow citizens, these are not isolated issues. They are symptoms of a system that is broken at its core. What we are witnessing is a crisis, not just of water, food, energy, and health, but a crisis of leadership. So where do we go from here? I ask the question. We must reclaim our nation, not through tribal politics, not through recycled promises, but through independent professional leadership. The days of party-first politics must come to an end. It is time for country before party, integrity before ideology. And here's a way forward, my Straight Talk family. Form a national unity cabinet led by independent professionals, not career politicians. Experts in energy, health, agriculture, and infrastructure must lead these ministries with clear KPIs, with clear key performance indicators and performance audits. Revive the solar energy project immediately. Make St. Kitts the solar capital of the Caribbean. The infrastructure exists. The contracts can be renegotiated. The future is renewable. Reform agricultural policy with guaranteed government procurement. Make schools, hospitals, and tourism operators buy local first. Set up agro-processing hubs and export partnerships in the region. Create a national water task force composed of hydrologists, engineers, and community leaders to fast-track water access in affected communities. All water projects must be transparent with community monitoring. Open an independent health review commission to investigate conditions at the Joseph N. France General Hospital and propose urgent reforms in hospital staffing, medical equipment, and training. Healthcare is not a political issue. It is a human right. Put an end or an immediate freeze on geothermal spending until a full public audit is completed. Bring an independent energy consultant to verify the project's bankability. Do not throw good money after bad politics. Launch a national skills corps funded by redirecting wasteful government spending to retrain our young people in agriculture, renewable energy, and healthcare. Create jobs with dignity, not just handouts with headlines. Enact campaign finance and transparency laws to eliminate corruption and backroom deals. End backroom deals. If a government cannot be honest with its people, it does not deserve to be governed, or to govern, I should say, my straight dog family. My fellow citizens, we are at a crossroads. The future we want will not come from politicians who failed us in the past. It will come from us. It will come from the teachers, the farmers, the engineers, the doctors, and the young leaders in our communities who have not yet been corrupted by power. It is time to believe again. What belief must be matched with bold action. Let us build a new St. Kitts and Nevis, not one of slogans, but one of solutions. One people, one nation, one mission, recovery. Because this, my straight dog family, this SKN, this St. Kitts and Nevis, SISA, Sustainable Island State Agenda, no food, no water or energy security, or energy or health security, my straight dog family. That's my story tonight, and I am not going to change it. I will open the lines and entertain your calls and your emails. I anticipate that when I do so, you will respect others. And of course, to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned. Let us, my straight dog family, in saying and doing those things, try to ensure that they are beneficial to all concerned. And my straight dog family, in the process of saying and doing those things as well, let us strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. It's 4 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. I've opened the lines, my straight dog family. I'll entertain your calls and your emails. But this St. Kitts SKN CISA, no food, no water, energy or health security is something we must tolerate no more. We need a change. We don't need to go back to the old recycled guys. As I said, create a national task force, form a national unity cabinet led by independent professionals and not career politicians. Experts in energy, health, agriculture, infrastructure, management, to lead those ministries with clear key performance indicators. I know that sounds like the impossible, but we have to change. The only thing unavoidable in this world is to change. And I invite you, my Straight Talk family, to change. The numbers again are on your screens. 663-6672 and our 646-829-6672. I trust and hope the phones are up and about. But yes, we go to our first caller. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Good night.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, let me just.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, brother Patches.
Good night, my brother.
And
Good night.
I'm gonna give you another name because I recognize you as such, the Dalai Lama of the Caribbean.
Whatever that means, my brother.
Okay. The Dalai Lama. Just like the Dalai Lama in that Asian country,
okay.
The Dalai Lama of the Caribbean. You know what I'm talking about. First of all, also, I would like to acknowledge some names. I've been looking at people who are fundamental and vital to the Federation. I would like to say Lavi Gums, who host Real Talk. I would like to say Azad Gums, who hosts Unfiltered. I would like to say Ian Patches Library of Straight Talk. I would like to say the agricultural guy in Nevis, Banky. I would like to acknowledge Carlisle Powell in Nevis of the NRP. I am profoundly grateful to listen to all these people when they spoke. And summing up in one thing, we all have the same common interests. And we have to do something to make our federation better. And we cannot have malice, nor jealousy towards the people. We should rise above that. Because we really need to make this country the best ever and take us out of this squalor that we are in. The current administration, they had made some promises that was gravitable. We all gravitate to that. I was one who gravitated to their plan. But there is nothing done, not because I'm here in the United States. I'm interested in coming home, but I can't come home in this kind of mess. And the people who are there, they are suffering, close to dead. Nothing is going on. And how do they feel about that? And one other person I forget to mention, of all persons from the Labour administration, I really like to acknowledge Marsha Henderson. I mean, I know she may have people who pitch at her, but I believe she has a heart. And I don't just speak of people. I try to go into their heart and see what's in there. And I believe she has a good heart. And with the combination of all the names that I've mentioned, whether they're in government and they're out of government, under my leadership and administration, there's a place there for each one that I've mentioned. And many, many more, too numerous to mention. Because we all are in this thing together.
Okay. Thank you.
I will stop there and I will come again because I respect the time.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you for allowing me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your contribution. We go back to the lines and thank this caller for holding caller. You're live. Hello, caller.
Yes.
Hello, caller.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Bibleman. How art thou?
Well, the Bibleman is fine and wonderful.
Fine and wonderful. Yes, sir.
That is tonight. I wish you had done because
you what?
I have a message to carry out.
Yes.
That is the word of God in Psalm 75. Commotion neither come from the east, the west, the north, nor the south. Now, that's Psalm 75. Psalm 41. Blessed is the man that considereth the poor. In the time of trouble, the Lord shall deliver him. That is, I want to say tonight, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, Mr. Patty, I'm going to finish now, Matt, but then you give me a chance. In the Old Testament, when the people want a husband or a wife, for they send look for one. That in the Bible is ready to see it in there. But listen here, if they see a confusion person, they don't want them in the family. Now I'm going to say that to make a long story short, package, to put people in government, you got to know the background, Mr. Package. And I am saying to this congregation, you need a spiritual person who are going to put people. And Package, there is one of the in the government, the third prime minister. He comes from a humble background, and he comes from a who look at a person, who look at the people, and his family, he comes from a good background. And that's the reason, Mr. Patrick, he could have looked after poor people.
Okay.
If he didn't come from the background with that, man, he'd treat them bad like anything. And that is the reason, Mr. Patrick, that the people want him back.
Okay.
So I am saying tonight that people hear the Bible man say, for the man kneel down to God and talk to God concerning it. Listen, Moses was a deliverer to the children of Israel. And so, the third prime minister could be his deliverer for St. Nevis. Listen, God is watching, Mr. Patrick.
Okay, got you.
The last thing I'm going to say, Mr. Patrick. Whatsoever man soweth,
that shall he reap. Thank you.
I shall reap. Mr. Patrick, and I can finish now. Listen here. When you do things and you believe to say you're hurting somebody, you're not hurt nobody. You hurt your own self.
Okay.
That is it.
Okay, man.
And you come back hard.
Okay.
And if it don't catch you, you can catch it third and fourth generation.
Okay,
Good
my
night,
brother.
Mr. Patrick.
Good night, my brother. Good night. And thank you for your little sermonette there, Mr. Mr. Bibleman. Okay, I'm sorry, dropped that call just now. Please call back there, that number. But we always welcome what I refer to as the spiritual interventions of the Bibleman. Let's just go back to the lines and say, caller, good night. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller? Are you there, caller? Not hearing this call. Okay, oh my gosh. I think I lost that caller. Let's see what's going on here with this calls. Yes, see what's going on with these calls. I am awfully sorry about that caller. I'm really sorry about that. Trust you can call right back. And it's now 15 past the 9 o'clock hour, my Straight Talk family. We are awaiting your calls, and I trust and hope that, yes, this number we should be up and running here. Yes, I just got a local call, so I see no reason why, yes, we should not have that call. Yes, the lines are open, my Straight Talk family. 663-6672 numbers. I just inadvertently disconnected that caller. I humbly apologize for that. I trust you can come back in. But we looked at our thesis for those who may have joined me belatedly. The point we have made, though, tonight is that we are witnessing a crisis in our country. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller? Oh, I'm not hearing this call. Visible other devices. Are you there, caller? Okay. Okay. Good night, Mr. Liber. Yes, good night, my dear. Seem to have a difficult. Yes. I'm sorry about that.
To withstand current and future pressures. Government must ensure integrated and sustainable management.
Government must ensure
integrated and sustainable management.
Ensure integrated and sustainable management
of water, food, and energy.
Sustainable management, water,
food, and energy.
Food and energy.
To balance the need of people.
Balance the need of people.
Nature and the economy.
People, nature, and the economy. And the economy.
I repeat, to withstand current and future pressures, government must ensure integrated and sustainable management of water, food, and energy to balance the need of people, nature, and the economy. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Always welcome your interventions. We haven't see what's happening with my my calls here. I just had to I wonder if juxtapose is the right word. I just had to adjust something here to ensure I get that call. But let's are you there? Oh no, we haven't missed that caller. I do apologize for that caller, but let's see what's happening with the other calls. Our local lines. Yes. It's 663-6672. That's the number, and we are taking your calls. As I was saying, we are witnessing a crisis in this country, not just of water, food, energy, and health, but we are certainly witnessing a crisis of leadership, my Straight Talk family. And we go back to the lines and say good night to this caller. You are live. Hello, caller.
Yeah, Patches, good evening, man. How you doing tonight, man?
I am peaceful, my brother. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty peaceful. Yeah, good night to you and the listeners home and abroad. Yeah, you're still there, right?
Yes, we're here. The whole world is listening to you, my brother.
Yeah, so condolences going out to the family of Yoletta Seabrooks over there in Cotton Gown. We have lost a very good villager. We lost a strong lady out there in the village of Cotton Ground. Yoletta Seabrooks. And I want to say condolences to Charlie, her brother, and the rest of the Seabrooks family there in Cotton Ground.
Okay.
She was a real close friend of the family. And, I had to really call in tonight and send my blessings, not only for myself, but I want the people there in Cotton Ground to know that my father is still alive and kicking. Vilma Jones, 97 years old. And he sent his love and his condolences to the family of Yoletta Seabrooks as well. And let's get to the juicy part. This sustainability, the special sustainability zone authorization bill. Patches, this is creating some stir in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And every division, every petition should be on top of this bill right now. Our lands are in jeopardy to get given away to them backdoor deals, sold out cheap, sold out expensive, whatever you want to call it. The lands of St. Kitts and Nevis has gone into jeopardy of going to rich foreigners. But we have to explain this bill to the people. There was no consultation to the people at all. And even after they passed this bill, rushed it through Parliament, those 3 representatives from Nevis came over to Bastia, and supported this bill and got this bill passed through. It's like a slap in the Nevis people's faces. And the Federation on a whole. We got to get past the political divide, the party politics in St. Kitts and Nevis. To all those persons that's listening to me tonight who think so love Bracha and talk so much greatness about him and how he secured lands for the people of the St. Kitts and Nevis, guess what? These politicians of the day, they don't give a rat's ass about that or the people of the Federation. Patches, this is where I keep arguing about that Brian clause, because these politicians, they don't have no integrity. They're selling out the place and they're not representing the people that put them there. They don't have no moral character. Man, you can't tell me that somebody, a politician, will put their hand in the Bible and swear allegiance to a foreign entity, the king and their ears, and they're going to sell out their own country like this. I have lost all respect for all the politicians on the ground. And I don't know why all of those people that got all them big mouths, including myself, why we don't hit the streets in Bastia and Charlestown. Patches, this talking is not going to get nowhere. Patches, you might have to go in the street and lead people. Somebody got to come up and lead the people. Patches, when we sit there and keep arguing and ranting amongst ourselves, you see how much talk we had about Christoph Harbour and coming forward until this week when the man rushed into Parliament and passed that law. That you ain't seen them going into Parliament and passing a law to reserve land for agriculture and to reserve land for the people. Man, the politicians, they have lost their way, bro. They're selling out the place. But St. Kitts and Nevis people, if you all don't wake up now, I'm telling you, I'm kissing you all goodbye. It's over with in St. Kitts and Nevis. The oligarchs are already start running the place. The oligarchs are going to come in more and more and take over St. Kitts and Nevis. The indigenous people on the ground who ain't got nothing will never get nothing again. Thanks to my father for willing down a 1/4 acre land to me over in the village of Cotton Ground, where I was able to put a little 2-bedroom house over there. If it wasn't for him, me myself won't be able to buy a plot of land in Nevis right now. Patches, man, I'm sorry to see what's going on in my own little country, but it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And I'm waiting for somebody to rise above the ashes, and I'm waiting to see that peaceful demonstration at least in Bastia or Charlestown. Patches, I'm telling you, when that happens, you call me a speed dial.
Okay.
The place is finished with.
Yes, thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, man. You have a good night, man. Thanks.
Have a good night as well. We go straight back to the lines. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller?
evening, Mr. Library. How are you?
I am peaceful.
Hello?
Yes, my dear, I'm peaceful.
Good night. How are you?
I am peaceful. I'm peaceful in
I
spite
am
of everything
Kalikwan.
else.
Yes. I am Kalikwan Aunt.
Kalikwan's aunt, yes. How are you?
Mhm. I'm good. I'm here holding on and giving God thanks, but giving God thanks, my mind every hour Thursday come. My mind just flash on my brother's son. Mr. Library, could I ask a question this evening? This man that they call Dr. July, what is he doing with this country? How is he running this country? Who is he advisors then? Telling them how to run the country and what to do. Those advisors that he have, he's not the good advisors. Because think it is going on in a hole, think it ain't coming up. We're going into poverty. Poverty we're going into. Think it ain't.
Sorry, we seem to have lost that caller. I trust that you perhaps either charge the phone or top it up. But we just seem to have lost you, and we agree with everything you were saying. And I want to also invite my caller from across the Narrows as well, who gives us this quotation. And I'm just trying to verify to withstand current and future pressures. Government must ensure integrated and sustainable management of water, food, and energy to balance the needs of the people. And I missed a word there, and the economy there. People and the economy. So if that call is listening, sorry, I beg your pardon. Forgive me for that. I seem to have just lost that word. Well, my Straight Talk family, you may have just joined us. Our thesis tonight. Okay, I'm getting this other caller. Okay, I seem to miss that call again. What's going on with the telephones tonight? Yes, but yes, our thesis tonight, SKN CISA, food, water, energy, or health security. And I'm positing the view that we are witnessing, what we are witnessing, as that lady was just saying, in my words, is a crisis. A crisis not just of water, food, energy, and health, but a crisis of leadership. And I advance some recommendations in terms of where do we go from here. And I advance the view that we must reclaim our nation, and not through tribal politics, not through recycled promises, but through independent professional leadership. The days of party first politics, I think we must bring that to an end. That's not doing any good for our country. Now it is time for country before party. It is time for integrity before ideology. And I advance some recommendations as well. And yes, the caller, please call me back. We seem to have just dropped out, and you've dropped out again. Number 663-6672. And I suggested that for our next cabinet, we form a national unity candidate. Our cabinet, beg your pardon. And this must be led by independent professionals, not career politicians. Not at all. The career politicians have failed us. Let's get real experts, not like the ones we have. This team of experts, they have failed us as well, my Straight Talk family. But let's just go to the lines and say, caller, good night. Hello, caller.
Mr. Liebert, I call back.
Oh, yes, my dear.
To clarify.
I miss a word here. Yeah, sorry.
The need of people, nature, and economy. Nature.
The need of the people?
Okay, let me say it over.
Yeah.
To withstand current and future pressures, government must ensure integrated and sustainable management of water, food, and energy to balance the needs of the people, nature, and the economy. Nature and the economy.
And the economy.
Yes.
I am so thankful for that, my dear.
It's okay.
And sorry
Have a great evening.
Yes. Thank you for calling back. That's my favorite lady from across the Narrows. And I confess we never met physically, but I always look forward to her quotations. And the quotation for tonight: to withstand current and future pressures, a government must ensure integrated and sustainable management of water, food, and energy to balance the needs of the people, nature, and the economy. Yes, I got it right. And my Stray Dog family, yes, my other caller from down there in the town of Sandy Point, our first town, is it? We seem to have lost you again, but the lines are open again, and we will entertain your calls. We need some independent professionals. I am strong in that view. We need to reform our agricultural policy. And we need to guarantee government procurement. Schools, hospitals, and tourism operators must buy local first. What happened to our agro-processing? Why do we have to discard all of our watermelons and give the pigs to eat? Agro-processing don't exist anymore. We need to create a national water task force composed of hydrologists, engineers, and community leaders to fast-track water access in affected communities. And all the communities are affected. So to fast-track water all around the island. This so-called engineer is a failure, my Stray Dog family. Let's go back to the lines and say good night to this caller. Caller, you are live. Hello, caller.
Good night, Mr. But I noticed I get cut off.
No, the call dropped out. We don't cut people off on this program. We never.
Oh, okay, baby. Okay, I thought so.
I
thought so.
No, that's not our habit.
Okay, I thought so. Okay. Okay.
Never do that.
Very nice.
Yes.
Okay, I hear you loud and clear. Yes, what am I telling you? Think it is going down. Think it is a problem. Since these people gone in inside there, think it's wrecked. Think it's gone. Think it must think it's not come back good again. Think it ain't gonna come back good again until they get rid of these people out of power. Let them go, let them pack up and go. Everybody are quiet, everybody are ball. This country is running good business and making nothing. Even the way we bread them with the vehicles, them a beer. That carry them back in the bakery and I heat them up and bring them back out. Things that go on, good things that do. How supposed to be? The smart hospital supposed to be. The school supposed to be. And not start. Not do. What's really going on with them there? They ain't ready yet. Every one of them want to pack up and go. Because they don't know what they're doing. They're doing all what a shit and fat. They don't know what they're doing. Timothy used to give everybody $500. When he was campaigning, he said, don't put on $1,000. Put Timothy $500. Give them $1,500. They glad. They went to the police station, put him in there, and now they're sorry now. Because he ain't stick up to his promise. But he tell the people they're coping him. They're coping him and they're waiting for him. One talk for them. And they're going to come out there and go back in there. Because they're doing nothing good for the people in the place. The old people and all talk about them. I said, not them again. Give back Timothy Harris the country. Let him run the country. Never he not go. Give back the country. Dr. July, give back the country. Who run the country? Timothy never he not go. They need to come Mr. Harris to have a wonderful good.
Okay. Thanks a lot for your intervention. Always so passionate. I can feel you, my Straight Talk family. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you are live. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller? Hello, caller. What's going on here? What's going on with my calls tonight? I do apologize for that again. But let's dispense of some of the emails. Good night, Patches. Former Prime Minister Douglas encouraged citizens to purchase shares in cable and wireless back in the early 2000s. Today, shareholders have not received any dividends for years without any updates. Is this email? That's very interesting. Email. Patches, we need to have an honest conversation. Are they caller? Hello, caller?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, you're live. Hello, caller?
This is the Major.
Major Howard, though. You just woke up, no doubt.
I just what? I was dreaming.
You were dreaming?
I just thought about amazing because so many things happening now, man.
Yeah?
Just want to say another you the driver, you know? I started to do that. You are the driver. Yeah. But how are the driver? Is you listening?
Yes, I'm listening.
Huh?
I'm listening, Major.
You are, because there is a way fast. And the way of happiness is a high speed. The way for happiness is a high speed road. And those who know, where the edges are, that is, you are the driver, and you know, and others know where the edges are. So therefore, you must remember that Ahab had money on, and because he already had money, he wanted to get that neighbor. He wanted that neighbor, wanted to take what neighbor had. So all I am saying to you, you are the driver. You are the driver, and you know where the edges are. Thank you very much. What do you think about that?
Very interesting perspective, you know. You know, well,
you are the driver.
Well, I interpreted that as the driver, the way of happiness is a high speed road, right? You know,
it's a high speed.
Yes. So you're trying to suggest that living a happy life involves understanding and navigating the edges. Am I correct? Edges of morality and making conscious choices, right? Aligned with those principles, you know. So it's not rushing to a destination is not happiness, but rather about making positive choices and building habits that lead to a fulfilling life. Do I have your Major?
Well, you get an A plus, boy.
You give me an A plus. I am humbled. My brother. I'm a humble teacher.
And you know, who's the smart one? You are smarter. You are me. I believe you.
That's from boys' school days, man. What's happened to you? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Once having a problem because, as I said to you, that Ahab was very rough. He wanted to take a piece of land from the neighbor. Remember that? Try to mess around neighbors.
Yep.
To mess around neighbors. So, and that is what you return with. To say, you know, is enough. When you say that.
Yes, my. I like you say, I got to know the edges, know the edges of the road, you know.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, my dear brother. Thanks a lot for your intervention. A very thought-provoking intervention. That's a major fallout, you know. If you happen to run on the edges, you will veer off the road. So be careful with the edges, especially on the high-speed roads, you know. You'll veer off course, rather, and that can be destructive. Let's go back to the lines and thank this caller for holding. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Fraternal love and greetings, brother Patrice.
Fraternal love and greetings, my dear brother, Ras Aya.
And how you doing? How you doing?
I am peaceful, Ras. Yourself?
Joyful to the love of the Almighty. Because give thanks. When we give thanks in everything that He provides and what is not within where we see things can be changed. Now, I see that you had your program and you outline your thesis and put your initial and what your status quo. But let us look at really the situation that we really need to channel when it comes to legislation and policy making. And you call for independence, and I hope you stand by that even wherever it comes, it provides within where the level of administration carries. When we are putting our, well, I would like to say, we people put in our measures to say we have representation to apply, and we see that things are not looking the farm where it's supposed to carry out. The only thing we could do is just say, oh, let us get them out and feel like the situation when we move, we have to have a community orientation challenge. That's why I see where much of the people are being misled by seeing politicians come in and do what they feel to do. And then we find ourselves in the same mess all over. And if we don't educate ourselves in a proper way, because I don't vote and I will stand by this year because I find over the years, even when our masses that had stayed in the 1935, the real stand that was taken is not to be a political party. The stand is to take to get rid of all the colonial powers that was created against right our people, level of social equality, the level of economical diversity. These are the status quo that we people stand in 1935. Changes come along, but the method wasn't more within what was required. That is why we see in these now what we call as leaders today, and are putting this emphasis in to stable the ground of the people, stewardship. They're putting it for personal gain and economical power. With the old cronies, they may call it investors, them who are weird, dangerous than what we're seeing today. And we are telling ourselves that we always have this year coming along with shows. I just think it's even not about it. I'm talking in a general term because it's happening, and we people feel like when we put in this person, he's going to make it change. And that's so. The only way we can make it change is we start moving in the proper way to stabilize a vital stand for our future, our generation. This stand where we focus on some tech, I find that we have to turn a theater to it. And I say we, because including what I see going on today. We ain't putting nothing to change the changes, but we're putting things to continue making dominance on the people. That's why I don't vote to bring no dominance. Instead, now we have a value of moving away from control and being safety. The system put out the code to you. So we would like to ask the question in the code. Where is the format of our natural source to economic and agricultural prosperity? Because not even no politician from even the inception of independence have stable our source of economical and natural. We have seen a lot of danger around us, even to what we've seen today. That's why these people can do a lot of stupidness and can get jail. And we are always saying, oh, give them a chance. You never still give a chance. When you do all these garbage to our people, we should be behind that dirty bar where you want to put our people as. We're not playing a tool here. It's time now to shape up the mind. shaping up the mind in opening a better turn for the future. If we don't do that, this is the same problem we're only talking all the time again. Singing the same song. We're not singing a song. Revolution stand, we need to open up the mind now. Correct the standard that we're seeing is wrong. We ain't so perfect. Seeing is wrong. So if you say that, you say independent, let us see that value reach out as an independent and not a party. Because these party politics is dominating and destroying the fabric of SKN CISA and Nevis and in the other part of the region. You have a blessed night. Give thanks.
Have a blessed night as well, and be in total agreement, because what we have, it's my turn now and then your turn next, When Labour is in power, only Labour people should eat. When the others are in power, only they should eat. And the PAM or the whoever, And this is something we have to bring an end to. We have to bring an end to that. And I'm suggesting that tonight because we are at a crossroads. The future we want will not come from politicians who failed us. It will come from us, from the teachers, the farmers, the engineers, the doctors, and the young leaders. Don't forget the young ones, the young leaders in our communities who have not yet been corrupted by power. It's time to believe again, my Straight Dog family. Let us build a new SKN CISA and Nevis. We don't want no slogans, not one of slogans. We need a SKN CISA and Nevis that brings solutions. That's what we need in this country. And I am saying to you, some people will not like it. I know that. But I am saying to you again, the future will not come from politicians who fail us in the past. We must enact campaign finance and transparency laws to eliminate corruption and backroom deals. If a government cannot be honest with its people, it does not deserve to govern. And many are trying to get in office now. I am going to call them out when the time comes because they do not deserve to govern either. I'm going to say it like I see it, my Straight Dog family. I have Straight Dog family. Patches, we need to have an honest conversation, reads this email, about this stance the Labour administration is taken in regards to the distasteful push on the small food business people in the Federation. Patches, the price of food is out of control, and this is the time this Labour administration is pushing this ban on plastic and other products small food business people use on a daily basis. Now the problems with this ban is that there was no proper planning when it comes to the replacement to the plastic and other products that were banned. For one, the price of the biodegradable products are very high. And with the already out of control price for food, when you add the cost of the biodegradable products, it's crazy. What a food vendor will have to charge to compete, beg your pardon, with the prices for the ingredients to prepare the food. Reads this email. Yes, I'm wondering what's the point we hustle to be the first to ban plastics, and poor people again are impacted. Mr. Liburn, nothing will change in SKN CISA with the current approach of talking. These politicians who feel special with themselves because they have money and authority, they're not fighting for us, the poor people. They are making moves for themselves and other rich people. Again, we the poor are getting buried. And the glitter of the money prevents them from seeing how the cheap, lazy decisions they make negatively impact the country and its people. Not one local will be able to buy land, won't have anything proper to hand down to their children. The Southeast should be a clear example for us. Bringing all these foreign investors, these developments will have plenty of strings attached. Yes, my Straight Dog family, they will. And this other email reads, okay, I'll get that email after. But yes, my Straight Dog family, you may have just joined me. And we are examining the thesis tonight, which I have titled SKN CISA, no food, water, energy or health security. We spoke about water, the most basic necessity. And under this administration, we are facing the worst water crisis in our country's history. Even after the so-called engineer boastfully made these comments in opposition.
He had to run in the shower before the water lock off. Why in 2022, in St. Kitts and Nevis, water still locking off? That shows a lack of vision, a lack of leadership when it comes to the public infrastructure in this country. And as the engineer in this team, I will see an end to that. That you can have dependable energy and water and utilities to your homes. So that you don't have to be running home to catch a bath. Or waking up a particular time in the morning to catch a fresh. We are past that. And we give our commitment to you to provide those services.
Why it's happening? It's because you are incompetent so-called engineer. Totally incompetent. There's water rationing our island wide. Something we've never seen before. And yet rainfall is abundant. The water runs straight down the guts into the sea, while our homes go dry. In Cairn, some families have been without consistent water for over 2 years. When they do get water, some residents complain about itching and irritation because it's coming from a new well that many have raised concerns about. The government is building a desalination plant now, but guess what? No environmental impact assessment findings, no EIA findings have been shared with the public. None. And in Birdrock, people have told me quietly that they are scared. I am scared as well. Scared of possible poisoning from desalinated water because of the location of the intake. A contaminated area. For years, the cargo port, oil tankers, all these vessels still discharge in the area. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Mr. Bibleman.
I would like to ask you a question. I listen to you. I would like to ask you a question. That's the reason why we call you back. I would like to ask you a question. Now, you a godly man. And the situation is it. A person who government not easy to run, Mr. Patrick. Patrick, I am 75 years. This year gonna make me 76. The 20th of September. I've been saved from 1974 and up till now. But I make mistake, yes, because I am not perfect. And you can tell me, Mr. Patrick, that
when we read the Bible, and I understand it, and you don't know about government, you know we not sit in a government, and people just come pick you up again. Put the gun in there and put you in it, and then we say, that is no. That is no. You ain't telling me that there. That is, you got to know God for yourself, Mr. Pratit. You got to know God. The situation is this, that when God don't make joke enough. In the Bible, a lot of people mess up and God move them. But you know what happened? God shine our way. This is not going to tell you this, and I'm going to finish. God shine us. Because the people them said they want a king. And God give them a king. And the people then bowed to God. And God delivered them. And so now God is sending back the same thing where the sending one. And God really, Mr. Patches, people who are really, we are, you're not going to have to we are here. We are politicians. Listen, politician was in the Bible now. One of the disciples there was a politician now. So nobody could fool me. And I say it tonight, broad and heavy. Yes, I say it tonight that me not see nobody fit, but nobody at all fit to go back there, but Timothy Harris. Good night, Mr. Tati. Say yo.
Good night, my dear brother. Thanks for your intervention. And that's what Straight Talk is all about. We're entitled to our views. But too many of our people are dying in the hospital, I was saying earlier. And too many families are left without answers. Instead of addressing this crisis with honesty, the Minister of Health, with the Prime Minister, tried to manipulate the statistics, comparing deaths by quarter instead of annually or by the year. He said this. And my Straight Talk family, the point is, the Minister of Health and Prime Minister tries to manipulate the statistics, comparing deaths by quarter instead of by year. And that is not transparency, that's a cover-up. Our hospitals are broken. The pharmacies are closing, the dispensaries are closing. Clinics have no medicine. And our elderly, who need care the most, are bearing the greatest burden. They've been left behind. So I ask you tonight, my Straight Talk family, I ask you tonight, is this what a sustainable island state looks like? Because I see something else. I see a government more focused on headlines rather than on human lives. I see a government that's more interested in looking good abroad than doing good at home. I see a government more invested in political slogans and in solutions for the people. But here's the good news, my people, we still have power. We still have the power to demand better, the power to choose better, the power to rise up and say, we want real food security. We want clean, reliable water. We want energy that is affordable, smart, and proven. And we want a healthcare system that cares for all, not just those who can afford it. My friends, St. Kitts and Nevis deserves better. The future of this country is not in fancy agendas. It is not in stage announcements. It's in the lives of our people. It's your voice, your vote, your vision. Let us rise together, not just against what is wrong, but for what is right. My Street Dog family, real sustainability does not start in a UN meeting. It starts right here with you, with us. And it starts now, my Street Dog family. And as I wind down tonight's programming, yes, it may be difficult to absorb. It may be difficult to absorb the ways that I have advanced in terms of dealing with the issues that I brought forward. My Straight Talk family, we are in a crisis. We must reclaim our nation, and we cannot do that through recycled promises, but through independent, professional leadership. I say the days of party first politics must come to an end. Not party first. It is time for country first before party. Integrity before ideology. And I'm going to leave that with you tonight. That's my view. I said our health system is collapsing. Let us, my Straight Dog family, going forward, look at the best way forward. We hear about geothermal energy. That's a $400 million US dream, tangled in 20 years of broken promises. $1 billion. And the power struggle has already started between politicians in St. Kitts and Nevis. I mentioned Nevis as it relates to this bill, my Straight Dog family. This bill is not just for St. Kitts. It's for Nevis and St. Kitts, my Straight Dog family. So when we look back, when we reflect on this bill that was passed in Parliament, hustled in the Parliament, moved its second reading by the Prime Minister, he didn't say much, but he said this.
I rise to lead the debate of and have read for a second time in this Honorable House the bill shortly entitled the Special Sustainability Zone Authorization Bill 2025. Madam Speaker, this bill gives our country a practical tool to attract foreign direct investment and create long-term job opportunities while protecting our environment. It is a framework for doing big projects the right way. Madam Speaker, St. Kitts and Nevis has set a clear direction through our Sustainable Island State Agenda, SISA for short. SISA, the Sustainable Island State Agenda, is our plan to make life better and safer for our people here in St. Kitts and Nevis in this changing world. Of course, this addresses multiple issues at the same time. This was developed, of course, after long months of consultation and bringing experts in the field to have collaboration, which has led us to this strategy, this overall national strategy. This was presented for the first time to the United Nations as a demonstration to the world of how serious St. Kitts and Nevis is with respect to sustainable development.
And my Straight Talk family, in closing, we asked the question, has Denzel Douglas and Terence Duke now come to tell us that Whitegate and Christopher Harbour were not done properly? Is this what Douglas has said?
As the cabinet just a few weeks ago supported a submission that was made by the Whitegate Development Corporation for the Whitegate Development Area to be designated as a special development area. That the Whitegate Development Area might become one of the special sustainable development zones. It may not only be in St. Kitts, it might also be in Nevis, where such zones are identified and given the necessary legal support so that they can be done properly. These cannot happen without appropriate consultation with the people and with the stakeholders.
My Straight Talk family, the question is this special sustainability zone authorization bill designed to capture all those lands on the south coast of Nevis, spanning some 6 square miles? Yes, 6 square miles. Cox Heath, Bush Hill, and other areas I don't recall. And those privately owned lands in Nevis. Remember Terence Michael Drew and Mark Brantley traveled to France from Nigeria earlier this year. Was that to seal a deal with this billionaire who wants to develop those lands? What is this, my Straight Talk family? What is this they are diabolically here planning? What is afoot? Many people were already contacted by the wife of the primer. They were threatened with eminent domain. The primer has a price on his head. When are we going to learn? Why do we pass a bill to sell out Nevis? And St. Kitts too, but we don't have much land left, my Straight Talk family. But I came tonight as a concerned son of the soil, like you, frustrated by the failures we witness daily, but determined to see this beloved country rise again. Let us speak the truth. The so-called sustainable island state agenda is not sustainable. It is not an agenda. It is a slogan, a promise without plan, a vision without substance. Our farmers, the backbone of our land, are watching their crops rot in the fields while they struggle to find markets. Regional promises like CARICOM's 25 by 2025 food reduction plan has been pushed back to 2030. That is not progress. It cannot be. That's procrastination. When food security fails, when our people are forced to import what we can grow, We lose our independence. We lose our pride. And what about water? What is life, my Straight Talk family? But all around St. Kitts, water is rationed. That is not infrastructure. That is negligence. Remember what the so-called engineer said. And while we welcome the idea of desalination, execution matters. The location is wrong. The same story repeats in energy. 6 rental generators later, we are still in darkness and paying millions of dollars for rental generators. Do we forget that we had to rent generators? They are renting generators, my Straight Talk family. Yet they discarded a solar farm. But in light of the form of vigilant competence, but we hear about geothermal energy, a $400 million dream, that's US dollars, tangled in 20 years of broken promises and power struggles by Straight Talk family. But what we are seeing is not energy independence. And let us not forget the abandoned solar project, my Straight Talk family, the largest in the Caribbean. Our health system is collapsing. And I believe that I played this and I did you an injustice. So let me play this before I leave to confirm that the health system is collapsing.
2023, we had 132 deaths here in the Federation in hospital across St. Kitts and Nevis. In 2024, we had 125 deaths in the same quarter. And in 2025, so we went from 132 in 2023, 125 in 2024, and to 104 in 2025. That's after second quarter. So these second quarter numbers show us that we have now turned the corner and the number of deaths are dropping significantly. It means, therefore, that all the measures that we have been putting in place, we are finally starting to see that those measures are translating in saving lives. And we know that is a real number. We have examined the number and so forth. So to go from 132 to 125 to 104, so that 104 number is a significant number, because that would be 21 less deaths during that period. And 21, that is a significant number, maybe about a fifth or so.
So my Straight Talk family, the JNF wants a place of healing. Now it's a place of fear. When our healthcare fails, society fails. And the fire of public outrage is not unjustified. It's necessary. It's justified. And what of the so-called green gold, the medical marijuana industry? What was supposed to lift our people out of poverty? Money on trees, the minister promised. It's a basket project. It's a secret. In a democracy, secrecy is corruption in disguise. And my fellow citizens, these are not isolated issues. So where do we go from here? And my view, or views I leave with you, we must reclaim our nation. We cannot do that through tribal politics, not through recycled promises, but through independent professional leadership. The days of party politics, party first politics, we must end. It is time for country first politics, country before party, integrity before ideology. And I'll leave you with the way forward, in my view. Let's ensure that the next time around, we form a national unity cabinet led by independent professionals, not career politicians. They have failed us. Experts in energy, health, management, agriculture, infrastructure must lead our ministries, and we must give them clear, key performance indicators and do performance audits. We must revive the solar energy project immediately. We must reform agricultural policy with guaranteed government procurement. Make schools, hospitals, and tourism operators buy local first. Don't do like the student when he was in charge of PEP. He even bought toilet paper overseas. Let us set up agro-processing hubs and export partnerships in the region. Let us create a national water task force. All water projects must be transparent with community monitoring, my Straight Talk family. We need to open an independent health review commission to investigate conditions at the Joseph N. France Hospital and propose urgent reforms in hospital staffing, medical equipment, and training. Healthcare is not a political issue. It is a human rights issue. And we must put an immediate freeze on geothermal spending. Let us reconcile all we have spent on geothermal. Until a full public audit is completed, we put a freeze on that spending. Bring in an independent energy consultant or consultants to verify the project's bankability. How bankable is that geothermal project? We cannot throw good money after bad politics. Let us launch a national skills corps funded by redirecting wasteful government spending to retrain our young people in agriculture, renewable energy, and healthcare. Create jobs with dignity, not just handouts with headlines. Let us enact campaign finance and transparency laws to eliminate corruption and end these backroom deals. Where's the money gone? Slow student Jeffrey Hanley. Where's the money gone? Sherwin White, the chairman of NHC. Where is Brian Singh? We ask. These are issues that must be brought to the fore. And we drop, as my good friend would say, let it stop. We are at the crossroads. The future we want will not come from politicians who have failed us in the past. My Straight Talk family, it is time to believe again. But belief must be matched with bold action. Let us build a new SKN CISA Nevis, not one of slogans, but one of solutions. One people, one nation, one mission recovery. Because this SKN CISA, no food, water, energy, or health security, that will not work. That's my story tonight, my Straight Talk family, and I am not going to change it. I want to thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight, as always. I want to thank you, the many viewers, the listeners, those who send emails, and those, my Straight Talk family, who just viewed or listened to the program. Those who called, all of you remember, every single one of you are the ones who make Straight Talk. And for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. Remember, whatever your mind conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you must believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Talk family, until we connect on Monday, be good to yourselves and to all whom you meet. Have a good rest. Go to the beach. Go to church. Or whatever you do, do it in moderation, my Straight Talk family. And until we connect on Monday, keep moving on. Bye-bye, my Straight Talk family.
reach the top somehow. Down on my knees, to the Lord I kneel and pray, with my heart and soul, beg Him to take me through each day.